Judging off the comment sections, and I'm not gonna even lie, I'm gonna just be upfront. A lot of people do look alike. They're doing the same thing. It's almost like who have the biggest BBL, who could twerk the best, who could stick out their tongue, who stick up their middle finger, bow. But the camaraderie amongst these females nowadays, I respect that. Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez, like you'll never see them battling each other, be like, she cute or whatever, or subtweeting or sub-talking or doing anything undermining to each other. But when it comes to us, oh, you just hopping on this song because she hot right now.
Yeah.
Which honestly, from the outside looking in, that's what it looks like.
I was disturbed by the Lotto and Nicki Minaj situation.
But what disturbed you about it? Because
I just don't like, anytime you gotta leak certain stuff, that was, I'm like,
honestly, I'm gonna be real honest. You can't compare a Lotto to a Nicki because Nicki been in the game.
Right.
Like, so when she say all these bitches is my sons, people like, oh, she throwing shots. It's like, no, because before her, she bows at Lauryn Hill.
yo, what's good? What's poppin'? What it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be, what it would be. Cam Newton the Son, Mr. Boogie the All, here with another episode of Funky Friday. Now today, we have a person that you may know a certain name, but I'm gonna give her government, because I found out that she's a Karen. Cynthia Karen Loving.
Junior.
AKA Lil Mo.
That way.
We got singer, we got songwriter, we got TV and radio personality, multi-hyphenated, fascinated, talented, whatever you want to rock and roll with it. This is what we doing today. How we thugging?
We outside.
Back outside, what?
Oh, I'm teeing
So
up.
look, so, you know, prior to the show starting, she was like, I want to smoke a cigar. This is going to be my first time smoking a cigar. I said, cool. We're going.
And I say, if I die, I die.
No. We're not going to put that in the atmosphere.
Well, we ain't gonna die. Scorpios is just
no.
ready for whatever.
She is a Scorpio lover.
Yeah.
She is a Scorpio.
Conceived on Valentine's. The M and M were
how you know?
Valentine's. Because I know. My mother was outside that time. They told me. My mom and dad told me. They've been married for like 40 plus years.
You sure it wasn't February 15th?
No, my sister's born February 15th, so I know it's the 14th.
Because the reason I ask is a lot of that goes down the night or the next day, if you know what I mean. It's like 1 a.m.
Nah, she wasn't a slide. She was the main.
I didn't say the slide or the name. I'm just saying, usually folks be thinking because you so tapped in with your zodiacism, you know, your horoscope, birth chart and all that. It may have been.
Ovulation chart, y'all.
Okay.
That way. I got 5 kids, so I know when the consummation went down.
Okay, say less. Well, that's the tea. I'm excited for this. Oh, let's light you up.
Whew,
now,
okay.
before you smoke,
okay,
do not inhale, please. It's just as simple as.
So it's not like hookah. And
no,
it's not like
it ain't
weed.
like hookah. No.
So what did you just do?
That was just a pull. You pulling it. And people always talk about cigars being like, whatever. If you don't inhale it, it's not like a cigarette. It's not like weed, medicinal. It's not like hookah. It's just really calming. You know,
that's rich.
It's the act
That's giving wealth.
It's,
that's what it gives. When you smoke a cigar, that means you got money.
You know what I'm saying? That's how we, you know what I'm saying? We conduct business. But
okay.
Boom, I already cut it. That's
I don't know which side to pick up.
That's your side. Boom.
So this
right
this where the mouth part going. This what you like.
Yes.
This look like a big ass cigar chop. This is like I thought it was supposed to be cold.
It's giving wealth. It's giving money.
Okay.
It's giving conducting business.
So when
it's
you
giving
light
Funky
it,
Friday.
So when you light it, you don't inhale because when you smoke weed, you gotta pump.
This ain't that.
Oh, Jesus.
Because you gonna feel it in your uttermost pits of your stomach.
And the uttermost, that's what Jesus
and
is.
It's coming up.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
pull, turn.
Do I blow out?
It's okay. Dang!
So I won? Did I win? What did I win?
Yeah, you earned another puff.
So, okay. So how do you know when to puff?
It's just,
It's
it
just a
come
vibe.
to you. See, the thing, this is why I like cigar smoking. Because same setting, you give me weed,
Well, I'm trying to hold it how you hold it.
Boom.
So it looks
It's just
you know
like,
what I
come
mean?
on now.
That way.
boom.
Okay.
So you give me weed, you give you weed, and we talking.
Yeah.
That's an argument. You give me a cigarette, you give you a cigarette. We talking. I mean, we adamant about it. That's an argument. If we give you a black and mild, give me a black and mild. It's an argument.
That's a shootout.
Hello. Give you hookah, you give me hookah, girl, we talking, da-da-da-da-da. And y'all turn a little too much.
Yeah.
You give me a cigar, you give you a cigar. That
talk
ain't
about
nothing.
money.
That's debate.
That way. Okay.
That's it. You see what I'm saying?
So how do I know when to go like this?
It's
I'm
just
watch you. And
it's just like it's every now and then you can't let it go out because a cigar is just like a woman. If you don't give it the attention it needed, it'll go out.
Mine's out.
Watch out now. It's okay, I got you.
Wait.
That's all right. Here we go.
Okay.
See? Boom. There you go. Uh-huh. Look.
See, I smoke weed, so I know how to blow that shit out.
Yeah. But
But I don't
we
want
ain't-
to choke on the
you ain't-
TV, you know what I mean?
My first question is this,
Oh, Lord.
Lil Mo.
Okay.
Being that you've been in this music industry for a long time, do we like or do you like the state of music right now?
Actually, yes.
Okay, explain.
Because it's getting back to what everybody wants to feel. But I like music changes like every 5, 7, 10 years. So what I was singing about like 20 years ago, I cry, you cry, and put it on me. Then it turned into, you know what I mean? Like,
It's aggressive.
it's very aggressive.
So to that same point, my question also to combat with that is the state of female music, the state of female hip hop,
Gotcha.
right? I think I have my thoughts about it.
What you think?
We gonna get to that.
Okay.
But for you, like, where are you at with it? Like, do you like where it is? Is it one dimensional? Is it perplexed? Is it kaleidoscope? Or is it just giving whatever?
Well, judging off the comment sections, and I'm not gonna even lie, I'm gonna just be upfront. A lot of people do look alike. They're doing the same thing. It's almost like who have the biggest BBL, who could twerk the best, who could stick out their tongue, who stick up their middle finger, bow. But the camaraderie amongst these females nowadays, I respect that because we haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
You haven't seen that since Moni Love, Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, and all them was on self-destruction.
Right.
So now that a lot of girls are collaborating, I rock with it. I fuck with it heavy.
But even like, so to that point, and it didn't take me, I was listening to the Kendrick Lamar album when it came out and very avid
Kendrick
listener.
different.
Yeah, but a lot of women really don't fuck with women. They speak
don't.
about girl power and, enlighten and,
Yeah.
and let's, team sis and all this. Like, but at the end of the
Baby
day,
Cap.
yeah, the collaborations don't give, especially, and
You're
you're seeing
right.
it now. When I think about collaborations, I'm talking about the hit hard, obviously the Beyonce and the Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
You got Glorilla with the Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? FREE, all that. I love that. You know what I'm saying? I love love. I love putting on. I love collaboration. I love unity.
Yeah.
But when you talking about women in the industry, there ain't a lot of women that's really fucking with women. It's pick a side.
Yeah.
And why would you ever put somebody in that position to just pick a side when it's like, bro, I fuck with that person and I fuck with this person. So why the hell do I have to?
They only do it to black artists. Honestly, from what I've seen for the past 20-some years, they only do it to us. Because you'll never see Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez. Like, you'll never see them battling each other, be like, she cute or whatever, or subtweeting or sub-talking or doing anything undermining to each other. But when it comes to us, oh, you just hopping on this song because she hot right now.
Yeah.
Which honestly, from the outside looking in, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Because they wait till you, I'm telling you, this industry, they'll wait till you get hot before they wanna tag along.
I don't,
Trying to
and
light this thing again.
what really kind of, when, you know, obviously when I was coming up with my notes to see like how, like what direction I was gonna go at, I was disturbed by the Lotto and Nicki Minaj situation. You know what I'm saying? And granted, we living in a damn time.
But what disturbed you about it? Cause
I just don't like, anytime you gotta leak certain stuff that was, I'm like, cool. I'm not choosing a side. I'm not saying this person was wrong or that person was wrong. I'm like, man, fuck it, man. Y'all make some fire ass shit.
Yeah.
And let's all rock out with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's not beat each other down and say, oh, well, you really want to be me. Not saying that person said that or somebody said it or not. It's more or less like really just coming to grips and saying, bruh, if we can penetrate or bypass all the fuck shit to get to the real shit, where will we be? And you say they don't do it to a different market or a different genre or ethnicity or a race, but it's also self-inflicted if you asking me. Because as a race, we are competitive. And we had this crab in the bucket mentality.
That's that slave shit.
Yeah.
That's that slave shit. House nigga, field nigga. Still nigga. Real nigga.
Yeah.
Trill nigga.
Yeah.
Drill nigga.
Yeah.
Nah, but on some real like at the end of the day, this industry is so the competitiveness comes from, like I'll talk about when I first came out. I had braids that had color in it. I had tattoos, but I was singing. And I was hanging with rappers. So it was like, oh, you're gonna scare I was told I was gonna scare the consumer. So as a black woman, I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
I'm ahead of my time. Y'all catch up. But now look at everybody now. Coloring their hair, tattoos are everywhere.
Got curls, got, you know, different figures.
Everything.
Yeah.
So now we have social media, so a lot of things are acceptable, but there's still that underlying issue of like, why is there really no real sisterhood? You know, they compete. Like, honestly, I'm gonna be real honest, you can't compare a Lotto to a Nicki because Nicki been in the game.
Right.
Like, you feel me? So when she say all these bitches is my sons, people like, oh, she throwing shots. It's like, no, because before her, she bows at Lauryn Hill. She bows at the people. These people be like, oh, I got a #1 hit. And I'm not talking about nobody in general because they always getting their feelings because of me.
Right.
But a lot of people be coming out talking heavy. I'm like, if you ain't been in the game for at least 10 years, 5 years don't count. If you ain't been in this game for at least 10 years and been through a scandal, a damn death threat, and an almost near death experience, you can't say that one hit or how. No, you gotta have a discography.
A discography.
That way.
A whole lineage of or a body of work.
That way.
I think, you know, for me, I really love, you know, the differences in the game. You know what I'm saying? But why is it, you know, I just don't like the competition amongst our own. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep using my platform to speak on it, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm so loved. I'm like, bro, like, Nicki, bad bitch, bad chick, mom, wife, a pinnacle and a staple in this industry and this culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the differences is. I don't care what the differences is. I don't really even like talking about people that's not in my presence. But at the end of the day, I just would love for more people to collab, more female artists to collab, because what Nicki Minaj has been able to do, as well as what Lotto has been able to do, is something that we haven't really seen before. Like, the black woman artist is at an all-time high, in my opinion.
It is.
And the fact that we all can, all right, cool, it's your turn. Okay, let's give her her roses. Okay, boom, it's her turn now. It's boom, whatever. And it's more like competition, like, oh, no, it's okay, keep it cute, but bow down. Yeah, I think,
they like, keep it cute or keep it mute.
Yeah, real talk. So for you, did you go to college?
No. I literally left hair school to go on tour with Missy Elliott.
So for me, I'm gonna bring you into my world, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about, you know, children, but this day and age has changed.
Very much.
I always remind my guests that I'm not just talking about from my perspective, I'm talking about from the viewer as well, or the person who will see that. The hustle, the grind is the destination is always the same, right? But the route to the destination is different.
That way.
You know, so for me, obviously having children and knowing that when I was in school, I always said either you went to the Army, you either got a job, or shit, you went to college. Nowadays, you don't necessarily have to do that. Yeah. And it's fine, it's cool, but you got to do something. So for a person who sees Lil Mo and says like, okay, cool, like how would you impact or inspire somebody to say, I don't want to go to college, you know what I'm saying? But I want to be an entertainer, or I want to be in whatever field that you decide. What would you say to that?
Well, I did want to go to college. And I graduated. Well, me, my daughter, and my daughters, we all graduated with honors, with scholars. So I'm smart as a motherfucker. So all this ratchet shit you see, that's an act. Cynthia and Lil Mo, you know what I mean? It's two different things, but it's like I wanted to go to college, but they told me I was too young and I couldn't emancipate myself when I wanted to go to college in New York. And my parents had to sign the paperwork. So I was like, man, damn all this. When I went to hair school, my aunt had to sign the paperwork for me. It was just a lot. So I was like, man, I realized, honestly, I knew at an early age, probably like the age between 3 and 5, I was like, I'm gonna be a singer, I'm gonna be a superstar. Like I always knew that. I just think that some people are chosen because of their gift, and then there's some people who wanna do it because they see what God has blessed us with. So I'm not telling nobody don't go to college and follow your dreams. I'm like, nah, I wish I would have went to college because I loved school that much. I had perfect attendance. Nobody would know I was a freaking nerd. Right. Like I literally cried when I had to miss a day because my grandmother passed, but I went to school early so I could get my perfect attendance up. Right. You feel me? So it was just like, I just think I was one of those chosen people. So my path started early. So at the age of 14, I've been on tour literally almost for 30 years. So it was no way of getting around it. So honestly, now that I look back at it, college was never for me. Right. So there are things that you want, and then there are things that God has for you. Yes, sir. That way. So for anybody that's like, I say chase your dreams, but pray about it, because what you may want or what you may think you need, that might not be what God had for you. Because I never would have thought I would have lasted this long. Right. For real. Right. Especially, man, no.
It's a lot. And I'll tell you, from my perspective, I hated school.
Really?
No, I swear to beans. I hated school, but I love the socialism of school. I love people. And this is coming from a social introvert. Anybody who knows me know I could be, oh man, the life of the party. And then when I get by myself, I'm just quiet. I just sit back and debrief, because it's draining. It's energy that you give other people. And, you know, without really understanding why, I always would say, if I was taking physics, trigonometry, chemistry, doesn't matter what the subject was. If my teacher was cool, I loved it. Yeah. Or I could be taking damn PE, basket weaving, art and crafts, and that the teacher was an asshole. I didn't like it. It was like
that remind me of my son Justin. No cap on everything I love, and at first I was like, it's this generation, but I realized whatever's in your heart, just like literally follow that. I was like, Justin, how you on the honor roll on everything else, but when it comes to this class, the teacher's like, she literally told me, because he missed 2 days before the holiday, which was our Thanksgiving. Then they had their whole week off. Then he missed 2 days after. His teacher said the day he came back, he was cracking jokes and making antagonizing comments. And I was like, yeah, he did. And I was like, why'd you do it? He's like, because I don't like her. And I was like, wow. But the teachers that he liked, straight A. Yeah. So, but I was telling him, I said, you got to be more of a leader than a follower. So I let him do a shadow day at a private all-boys school for athletes. He played football. And he went there, he had the best day of his time. Yeah. We pulled up, and they was like, who that? We pulled up in the double R. We was showing off that way.
Look at you.
We pulled up, he got out, and my son is 13, so this is high school. But everybody's like, how did he enjoy it? He really enjoyed it. He was like, I like it here, but I'm gonna shadow other schools till he makes it. He's on because he gotta make his big decision. I was like, what? Like he think he that, but I realized I raised him to be a leader. So wherever he has in his heart, I'm not gonna go against that because I realized the more I go against it, the more he'll miss 19 days out of one class, but get a straight A and B every. You feel me?
Right.
So
I think for adults, and it's really for, and I spoke about it briefly in another segment, but for adults, the OGs, the big brothers, the big sisters, the aunties, the unks, the people who people give the unspoken authority to, that
way.
it's like, I don't never say I really admire you, but I'm always in your car. I'm always taking I like how you wear your jeans. I wear my jeans just like that too. You have to be able to speak the language of the person that's following you.
You are so correct.
To connect. I got 7 kids.
I got 5.
And it's beautiful. So for me, every single one is different.
Yeah.
I don't try to change them.
Yeah.
I don't try to. My thing as a parent is I try to tell my children, help me help you. Yeah. Like if you don't talk to me, and I know prowling and probing and asking this, I'm finding myself asking
especially with
my
this
daughter,
generation, child.
I'm asking my daughter, like, what we doing now? Who we, you know what I'm saying? Picking and probing. I'm asking my son, hey, gay, where she at? Rah, rah, rah. You know, but that's just me being a parent and me coming from the household that I came from. I always tell them, I'm like, listen, I never had a person that I could go to and talk about anything.
Really?
Man, I grew up in a very strict ministry household.
I grew up in an apostolic holiness household. But my parents was cool.
Yeah.
But our church was strict. We got kicked out of churches because they was like,
what? How you get kicked out of church?
Because I had tattoos, and they literally called me up to the front one day, and they was like, the girl with the sundress and the tattoos, and they told me, if you don't change your life in 6 months, you'll be dead.
No way.
And I walked out, and I said, I'm never coming. And then, child, I done took my shit. I done did so much stuff, and I was mad at God for years. But it wasn't God.
But
it was
look
people.
at that, though. That's sad.
Ain't that crazy?
Man, I had the honor of interviewing Pastor John Gray, and I would always talk about anybody in ministry.
Yeah.
I think we have to stop with the judging.
That way.
Because you can create turmoil in a person's life and resentment in a person's life because of their experience with church was with you.
Yeah.
As a person that, you know, as a pastor, as a leader, as an activist or whatever, and they have an experience with you that'll take on a whole bloodline and say, I didn't go to church because my mama didn't go to church. My mama didn't go to church because her mama didn't go to church. And the reason why her mama didn't go to church is because when she did go to church, she felt like she was being persecuted.
Yeah.
Dig what I'm saying?
Because ain't no hurt like church hurt.
Oh, man. They'll make you feel beneath. But it's only one heaven.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no VIP line at that. So I really take my time with my children, and sometimes it is hard. Sometimes it is really understanding and having patience, because they will take on this attitude like, ain't nobody going through what I'm going through. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody, you don't know how I feel. But as parents, as leaders, as the quote unquote, you know, the person that they looking up to, is for you to just take patience. You know, it hurts me sometimes when I can't have conversations with my children. Mm-hmm. And I really want them to know, it's like, you know what, Kiri, you know what, China, you know what, Chosen. Like, I want you to win so bad. I want you to understand so bad, because they just see daddy as a caregiver. I want Chick-fil-A. I want some new Nikes.
I think we got the same kids,
like,
child.
come on.
My kid, child.
It's
If you
tough.
know how many cash apps I sent before I sat down in this chair.
But even then, but you have to balance. You have to balance. Am I raising my child the right way? Because they do come from privilege.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And being able to teach them values. You could pull it up into a Rolls Royce Cullinan.
Yeah.
Boom.
That way. The only one in the city, say less.
And then all of a sudden, everybody looking like, damn, who that is, what that is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what you want me to ride, a hoopty just to appease to everybody else? No.
Yeah.
We was built to be who we are. And if that means standing out, hell, stand all the way out.
My kids were being judged because of my lifestyle. And I said, wait a minute. I literally had to tell the principal, what they pull up in is because they don't want to walk across the street to school. That ain't got shit to do with them. That's my lifestyle.
Right.
They got to earn their own.
Hard work, though.
It's hard work.
Hard work.
Years of work. But the hardest job ain't being Lil Mo and being scrutinized and being blackballed and being counseled and uncounseled and being called a legend and tears falling down my eyes. Being a mom, a single mom
parent.
of 5 with Generation Z, with how I was raised and having to balance it all out, ain't nothing to play
See,
with.
this is really why, like I always remind people, I created this.
Yeah.
Because they don't necessarily know Cynthia. They damn sure don't know Karen. You know what I'm saying? But they know Lil Mo, right?
They do.
They don't care about, the mom side. They don't care about, that you with your kid and they battling bullying issues and
Bullying. I had to literally during the Thanksgiving break, I was on 2 tours. Literally had to call the school and say, during the break, someone said they're gonna kill my son, their brother. I told them, I said, y'all don't want me to turn into Kanye.
Lord Jesus, stop it right now. Father God.
Wallahi on everything I love.
No.
We handled it. The police called me when I was about to go on stage and was like, we handled the situation because I have a daughter that works for the feds and was like, no, cyberbullying, that's a crime.
Yeah.
You can't do it. They was like, well, because it didn't happen during school time. I said, let me tell you something. I'm not even in the city, but I got people with feet on the land.
Right.
Clear this before I get home.
Right.
They cleared it.
Right.
And I was wondering why my sons was coming home. Cause I was like, it's that, all right, out of 5 kids, it's always, you got 7. There's that one, you be like, that's the one that's teed up.
Yeah.
But my son, he has a lot of emotional shit. I was like, why is he going to school every day on survival mode? Soon as he getting it, like I was looking at his Snapchat, he was like, the boy was like, I was just playing with you, Jonah. He said, I don't play like that. No. You got to run me my fade. And I'm like, you're 10.
Yeah.
Y'all just won the championship. Right. You should be excited. Right. Like,
but even then, I would say this, and if I could give you any type of counsel with
yes,
that,
please, John.
It's really, what's the outlet look like? Because you could be a hell of a mom, you could be a hell of a queen, but you can't be that father figure in that person's life. You're not. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I've realized, especially having daughters, I never had women in my life. I grew up in a very masculine household. All right, now my grandma, she tough as hell. My mama, tough as hell. Yeah. My dad, he tough as hell. So it's like, I didn't know, when Shakira came in my life, I didn't know how to nurture her. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, baby, like, let's go, why? And I'm still learning that. So when you talk to your children and they think, or they look to you for all the answers, it's okay for you to tell them, like, I don't got the answers, but I'm willing to figure it out. And I understand too, like, we live in a day and age, going back to what you mentioned about Gen Z, Jaden, Shakira, they will go in their room and taka-taka-ta. Sa, 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 taka, taka, ta, sa, 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 taka, taka, ta, fa, fa. And I'm like, what the heck? Open this goddamn door. Man, boom, like, let's talk. Don't nobody know how to talk. Don't nobody know how to engage in conversation. Like, what about, like, it's social media without no socialism skills? These people are really showing off a side of them, like, God, blah, 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 blah. And as soon as, boop, you cut that off, it's just like dead. So for me, I'm a being that I thrive off energy. You know what I'm saying? And when my own household isn't feeding me that, of course, I'm like, man, look, I either paid for it or it came from my motherfucking pocket, how you got that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in, and I think this is also important too that I must mention, right? Having as many kids as I do have, didn't matter if I had one or two. All of them have their own personality. Yeah. And going back to the church analogy, we got to get out of this situation where life was what it was for me. So boom, you got to do that too. It's really identifying who they are and highlighting that. You know what I'm saying? So throughout the stages of puberty, Mother Nature taking over, girlfriends, boyfriends, friends as a whole. You try to weave in through and say, is he good? Is she good? Are they safe? You know what I'm saying? And all I care about is communication. Don't lie to me.
That part. Please
Because
don't lie to me.
if you lie to me and I find out, I feel like I'm the coolest parent because number one, I did everything at a high. I got a certificate.
I tell my kids,
I got a medal.
I've been your age before. You ain't been mine.
Hey, man, but even like for my daughters, I said it before, but I'm like, I'm preventing you from niggas like me.
Ooh.
This me. I know what I'm at 16. Come on, man, this me. How you doing, Miss Johnson? You doing all right? Yes, ma'am, I just got another scholarship offer. Yeah, we're just going to the movies. We'll be back by 9. Can we squeeze it for 9:30? If you let me bring her back by 9:30, I promise you, we're gonna be working on a project.
What happened at 9:30?
She was back at home.
What happened at 9:25?
She was active. Let me stop. But then, you know, your kids don't know how hip you are. And I'm like, how you think you got here, motherfucker? Like, come on.
No, my son asked me the other day, he was like, Ma, can you take some of that stuff down off your social media page? He got in-school suspension because when I'm Lil Mo, I'm outside, but I'm not for everybody.
Right.
It's just on the stage, and then I put on my, like, after I get out of this, I'm putting on my nigga clothes that way. So he was like, can you take that down? Because somebody was like, I'm gonna ask your mother I'm gonna ask Auntie Mo to be my superwoman. Everybody call me Auntie Mo. And my son really really got upset about that. Yeah, and I was like, you can't be that way, especially when I'm washing your clothes. Oh my God, I washed his clothes the other day. Jesus. And a counterfill, I said, nigga, what? He's 13. Like, I lost my mind. I was like, where did you get this at?
Yeah.
Like, I lost my mind. But he was like, Mom, he's like, I gotta leave the nest one day. I said, you don't leave the nest yet.
See, the thing is,
I'm so scared.
And this is the thing. If you don't if you don't counsel that if your being, and that's why I'm so like, let's talk about everything. Because if we don't talk about it, you're gonna talk about it with somebody else. You're gonna figure out.
I've heard some of his conversations.
Oh, but for me, like, I was so sheltered in high school and middle school. I was crazy. I made my mom and my dad and my grandma earn a check every single day. I was the one, Mrs. Newton, Mr. Newton, I'm calling in regards of Cameron Newton's behavior. Yeah, he's a little rambunctious today. Super energized. I don't know why. This is the third day I'm calling you. Could you please call me? Like,
see, now I don't feel bad because the teachers always call about my sons. And I was like, they try to diagnose them. And I was like, I'm not medicating them. ADHD, PTSD, and I'm just like, no, they've lived their life. They're boys. What do you expect? I would rather them be active than lethargic. Because with lethargy, you don't know what's going on in their mind. So I'm not the mom that like be ear hustling, but I be hearing what's going on. I literally see my 7-year-old, I was like, he be cursing a little bit, but he don't say the word. But when they doing the TikToks, but I get it. So I let them live their life. But then I'll just be wondering, I'm like, am I doing a good job? Because they didn't grow up, I grew up in church. My daughters grew up in church. My youngest one was hitting the gritty with no shirt on at church. And they was like, let him express himself.
What?
I recorded it. He was hitting the gritty with no shirt on at church.
Let him use you. Hallelujah, let him use. Like,
they did. My dad was laughing. And I was like, if I would have hit the gritty or if I would have, it's different.
Yeah, it is, but you gotta let them explore and find themselves.
You did.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, that's when the shelter.
But I've seen kids their age, like I've gotten calls from other parents be like, remember your sons used to go to school? One of the kids that was 11-year-old, their mom took the phone and he committed suicide. Like, what? When they were when it was during the pandemic, one of the commissioner's kids his dad wanted to live his life through his son. And they were like, well, a couple of games got canceled because the son committed suicide. Like, these kids are 11, 12, 13. They're not even 15 years that they haven't even seen life.
Mental health is
it's
real.
Really, so that's why it's just like a real focus.
Like, PTSD doesn't just happen to war veterans.
Hello?
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That way.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
So at the end of the day, you have to understand when somebody's going through something, going back to Kendrick Lamar, he had a song that says, we grieve different.
We do.
Everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was having a holiday conversation with, my girlfriend's niece and her mom, right? And the mom was just so quick to, all right now, so-and-so, like, okay, we got to get over that. But I'm like, oh, whoa. You gotta be, and having daughters really exposed that side of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd be so quick to say, Kiri, come on now. Like, what's up? Like, let's move on.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, look, get up. It's okay. That knee, I'm gonna find a Band-Aid. But everybody, if what makes you tickle don't make me laugh. You dig what I'm saying? Or I said that wrong, but you understand what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
I think as a whole, when you understand, going back to that language that you got to speak with whoever, it could be a friend.
Yeah.
You know how many people done stop talking to certain people because, bro, you tried me, or Shawty, don't come at me like that.
Some weird shit. That's so
Real
minute.
shit. Yeah.
Like
Just realizing and understanding, like, okay, this is what we have here, right? And dealing with a child, hearing certain things can create this small cancer that will build over the years. And then it creates this whole dynamic that if I was very violent in my household, my sons, my daughters would feel like that's normal. If I would slap any woman in my life and say, listen, I told you, get out of here, woman, fire. There's a highly chance that my sons will be doing that too, right? Or my daughters will succumb to a man. Correct. That's not right. So I'm not perfect, right? But at the end of the day, I know right from wrong to a degree, and I want to instill that value and those principles into my children, because they ain't gonna say it, especially when they get after like 13 or 14. They're gonna figure it out. Like, I got all the answers figured out.
Yeah.
Dad, you don't know anything, and we just gonna rock and roll like that. But at school, as soon as you skin that doggone knee, I'm gonna be in that motherfucker telling you, I told you so, right?
Yeah.
But they still need to find out.
I found out from you know what I found out about my kids? Because you ever look at your kids, and even though I have 5, each of them are a piece of me, and I be like, whoo, I realized the only thing that all my kids have in common is none of them don't cry. I've never seen my daughters cry.
What?
My daughters. And they are
Hard body.
And it's just like, but they don't walk around like weirdos, or just like, they're like, if you see them, they love to get their hair and like,
Girly girls.
When they call me, they be like, well, this is how much it costs for my lashes. I said, your lashes cost more than mine.
Hey, you talking about?
So I get it, but I've instilled that in them, that to be strong and don't need nobody for something. But I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
To not see them cry, or to see them get over stuff. And I'm just like, that's one thing I've taught my kids, strength, but there has to be a point. Everybody has a breaking point. Yeah. I've never seen my kids breaking point, and that's what I'm afraid of. Because I think my one daughter, the one that's an introvert, that I was like, why do you have it so dark in here? She's like, I know how to move around the dark.
What?
Woo. And she's 17. And she
Where that holy oil at?
Yeah.
Like, where that Kirk Franklin down in the clerking?
No, John P. Key, because that's
John
my
P.
uncle.
Key, blasted.
I was like, she's such a sweet girl, but I was like, why do you have it so dark in here? But she'll take pictures and you don't never see her face. I'm like, do you know how beautiful you are? But what's crazy was, when I got out the car yesterday, she took me to the airport and she was like, Ma, you look so pretty. And I was like, wait a minute, you're giving compliments? Yeah. Look at God, we're breaking down those walls, child. We breaking every chain. And she was like, we call each other twin now. And I was like, that's my heart.
Treacherous little twin.
Treacherous little twin. Because she the one, like, she used to be, she was so quiet, so reserved to herself. So now I see her coming out her shell. I'm proud of that. She got her little boyfriend. She waited till she was 17, because I was scared. I was like, she gonna be the cat lady and just be selling candy.
Karen.
Yeah. She gonna be in the house and be mad at
Karen.
everybody. But now she got her little boyfriend. I said, I know that boy love you, because I said, that boy love you when y'all was little.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like that.
I love it.
Right before we, you know what I'm saying, bring this plane down a little bit.
Yeah.
To that, as far as relationships, right? How has the industry impacted that? And are we outside now? What are we doing? What would you want, you know what I'm saying, in finding happiness for you?
I'm happy, finally. So, yeah, I ain't worried no more. Thank God. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I be getting mad at people because I was like, why did y'all let me do that? They was like, Mo, you didn't used to listen to anybody. I was like, but still, like y'all could have said something. They was like, nobody could tell you nothing. And I realized I was just like, that was my Achilles because I wouldn't listen to nobody. But they didn't know I would. There was people I would listen to, but they was like, we was letting you do your thing. You was young, you know what I'm saying? And I was making some bad decisions.
Right.
Because I grew up in church, I was like, well, let me get married and have these kids. So, yeah, so I mean, get y'all off my back. Yeah. And now I realize, like, I ain't with none of them niggas. I don't even talk to them. But now I'm to a place. That
has to change. That's just me.
You think so?
I don't have nothing to say. But it don't matter. That don't mean your kids don't got nothing to say.
But I asked my kids, they have their own phones and they have their own relationships with their dads. I don't have to say nothing to them.
Yeah.
Because,
man, look, in my household, I'm as blended could be. I mean, you can't even, if I were to describe my household, it's Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors.
Mine's is
and I love it.
I got a child.
I love it because everybody, we may not have came from the same origin. We have, the root may not be the same, but the branches, we are part of the same tree.
But see, you're a man, and you are who you are. I'm Lil Mo. None of my kids, my ex-husbands, because people like, I baby father. No, bitch, I was married, so I thought I got a pass.
Right.
But none of my ex-husbands, like, nobody knows who they are.
Right.
So I've always had to be, like, now I realized, I was like, damn, I was the husband and the wife, but the man and the woman, but I wasn't the man, and I never wanted to be. I wanted to be the sofa side, but then I realized at the end of the day, everything that I was against, I became.
Right.
So I was like, who in their right mind wants to be a single mom of 5? That shit ain't no joke. It don't matter how much money you got when you got to deal with different personalities and like different things and be like, well, like I don't get no child support.
Yeah.
Like when I be saying what people get, I'm like,
200,000
a month, and I was around you niggas. Damn. I'd never work again. So just give me 200,000 for the year, Jesus.
But coming from the man's perspective, especially like for me, I know family. I know
that's how
the healthy family dynamic. So I had to really, have a pinch moment to myself. Even this was 2 nights ago, when I was like, damn, this is the first time I had all my kids on a school night. On a school night. And I'm that hands-on dad. I promote extracurricular activity. Like I want to come and support. I want you to see, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm dropping you off at school, picking you up. Now it may be late, it may be early because of, I got to go to 4 different schools. But at the same time, that's my signature on it. I never, listen to this though. I never had the opportunity to do what I'm doing now. I never been able to take my kids to school in the fall time because of football. And they only when they seen me, it was more or less like, okay, we go around there for 2 or 3 days and then he got to go back to work, whatever work is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm saying now, like I'm living my true being of myself that I've always wanted to be, because I can take time. And it's still not enough time in the day that, I go about, really trying to cater to, my children and being everything for them, but it's still gradual gain for me. It's like a flex for me to be able to walk in 7 strong, everybody look different, everybody swaggy, everybody got their own personality. And then I wish you would say something about one of them because they coming strong. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like protection is strength in numbers. Yeah. And you don't get to choose family. You get to choose friends. Family, whether they fight all the time. I mean, it's like a Royal Rumble down there in that damn playroom. But at the end of the day, when they stop crying and they start realizing, you know what? That's still your brother. That's still your sister. Figure it out. If y'all can't share with that little toy, give me the toy. And it's going in somewhere high that you can't reach.
My sons the other day, like, no lie, I literally had just got in from tour and I heard, Gah! So I'm like, what happened? They was throwing the PlayStation and the monitor at each other.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
It's giving privilege.
But I was just like,
we gotta reel that shark back. Hold on, y'all.
But the 7-year-old and the 10-year-old was throwing it at each other. The whole place, the PS5 ain't even got no shell on it, Jesus.
What in the
Like
Hancock
who? But I
is
was
this?
in my cereal. I was like, why are you so angry? He was like, he's the one who learned 8 different breathing techniques. He was like, and I was like, why are you so mad? He was like, he's looking at me. And I was like, but that's your brother. Why don't you do this with anybody else? He was like, he's just looking. He just goes mad, so mad. And so then they were trying to plug the monitor up. I said, y'all done tore this thing up.
Look, it's over with. But even then, before we get out of here, I think right now we say we're still actively making music.
Yes.
Who would you want to work with in the industry?
Drake.
What?
Drake.
My treacherous little twin.
That treacherous twin, that Scorpio boy. Because I think this last album, well, the last couple albums he did, I know people was like, that techno, he even said that on the album, but Her Loss, I was like, I want to sing that, but the female version of it, because I feel all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel all of that. Like, I just feel that, I don't know, I have this connection, not on no weird shit. I don't want to be like,
respect. We got to stop that. We got to
because people be
giving respect.
Yeah, like I could work with people, I could chill with people. Like I don't have no type of feelings towards anybody,
Intimacy.
but the motherfucker that I rock with.
Right.
That way, like I don't see people. I was like, am I a weirdo? Because people like, I saw an interview the other day where somebody was like, yeah, the person was like, we work together and we gotta take a shower together. I said, bitch, I would have left. Like I ain't taking no shower with you, nigga. You might not use the right soap. Like I don't like, you might not like your water lobster hot like I do. You
lobster hot.
Baby, you can heat up some oodles and noodles in that goddamn water. But it's like, I just think that I'm gonna just speak into existence because everything that I've like thought is come to fruition, and to this day, I just now start realizing who I am, and I'm just like, dang, if I think it, it literally comes at like. I never thought I'd be sitting here talking to you. You have no idea. Like this is lit to me, so I'm really like, is this a dream?
Yeah.
Is this reality?
Yeah.
If it's a fantasy, goddamn it, please don't wake me, child. Like this is a vibe.
I like that, man. Appreciate that. And obviously, Jersey Drake, October's very own. You know what I'm saying? Collab with Lil Mo, Karen. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not one of those Karens that be calling the police. Like, I'm not the police.
They always an anonymous source. They have a lot of sound and speakers. Like,
no, I don't play with the cops because I still got that little hood in me. But it's crazy that all my family is like military and federal agents. But I don't play with it. I'll be like, just let me know, make sure my name in on the list, and we Gucci. Yo.
I like that.
Yo.
So listen, as we bring this to a conclusion, as a close,
my cigar.
You know what I'm saying? You messed it up.
Your joint was just lit the whole
but
time.
But you gotta the thing about the cigar, you gotta keep it active because it goes bad. You're never supposed to let a cigar out. As soon as that cigar out, it's
you only
bad.
puff twice. I done puff like 10 times. I think about
That's cool.
My shit not even.
Next time.
Yeah.
As we end this thing, we're gonna start right here together. Then we're gonna go right here together. Then we're gonna go to that third one together.
Okay.
One finger.
Wait, this nail not done. This is the one I hit when it was still wet. So, do it matter what hand? All right.
Lord Jesus, I'm just here as your
this is your humble servant, Lord.
Just talk to you and let you know that.
Because this one, I don't like the way this nail. I have an OCD, and nobody even noticed but me.
It's okay. We can use the other nail. How about that? One finger.
Yeah.
One pinky.
Yeah.
One thumb.
Yeah.
One love.
Oh, and my last name is Lovin', so it makes sense.
But your middle name Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a wrap.